USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey everyone. Welcome to this edition of Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. First things first, dear listeners, please welcome back to the show Lyle Robichaud. Lyle, how are you doing?
Oh, I've been waiting for this for a while, Jason. This is going to be one of my favorite episodes we've done. I could just tell.
Now, if you tuned into the last Spin Shuffle Skip episode, you heard Lyle and I wax poetic about the most recent album from Mickey James, and it was pretty darn good.
Yeah,
it was pretty darn good. Yeah,
it was a serviceable country album.
This is not that.
What do you mean?
This is not that. So Lyle loves when we cover albums from the world of wrestling, and there's a thing that actually exists in this world, and I can't believe we're talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're going to be talking about the Randy Savage Be a Man CD. Oh, yeah.
That's when you're talking a lot of trash about the Macho Man.
Before we even get into this album, now, I have made Lyle watch some questionable movies over the years.
Questionable, that's the word you're going to use.
That's the safest word I can come up with at this point.
For anybody taking a shot every time I mention Dungeon Siege, get your bottle out. Because
I still didn't mind that movie.
yeah, you can still not mind it.
Again, we were grading on a curve on that one.
Yeah, it was a deep curve.
Lyle has come here to exact his revenge upon me. And before you think that I'm being too hyperbolic about this, I want to read a quote from Tom Mallon of CMJ New Music Monthly. His quote on this was, "Savage's flow is surprisingly tight for a middle-aged, muscle-bound beef jerky salesman with an audible constipation problem."
I disagree, but okay.
That it's surprisingly tighter that he has an audible constipation problem. Which part of that are we disagreeing with?
I will go on a tangent about defending this. This is so bad it's good. That's what this is. This is firmly in the camp of so bad insane that it does not matter how bad the music is. The fact that it exists makes me so happy.
Are you saying that this album is the Tommy Wiseau of wrestling albums?
1,000%. That's exactly what it is. There was money allocated at one point given to Randy Poffo, aka the Macho Man Randy Savage. We will give you this money to make a 12-track diss album about Hulk Hogan, but you have to rap it because it's 2005. It's amazing. It's hilarious.
Oh dear God, here we go. We are talking about Randy Savage's Be a Man album, released October 7th, 2003. It was actually written and produced by Da Rascals. The song Perfect Friend, the lyrics were written by Lanny Poffo. Leapin' Lanny Poffo, Randy Savage's brother. That song,
genius.
Of course, is about
Genius, yeah.
Kurt Hennig. This album sold approximately 15,000 copies. Now, you're surprised that people put money into making this album. I'm surprised people bought this album.
There's a lot of people like me who would buy this just to say they had it. If I could find a physical copy of this, I'd buy it so fast it wouldn't even be funny.
If you have a copy of Be a Man that you want to get rid of, please send it to.
I'm begging you. I have to have this in my collection. It's a relic of wrestling history. It was very much made for him to just talk about his friends and diss Hulk Hogan. There's no artistic medium behind this whatsoever. It is what is the most popular thing right now? Rap. What do I hate the most? Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan.
This is basically the wrestling version of Shaq on stage going, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
Yeah. And it's magnificent.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do, dear listeners. We're going to take this album and pick 3 songs each, a spin, a shuffle, and a skip. And I'm going to let you come up with your own analogy for what those songs are going to be. So, Lyle, let's get this party started. Your 1 count, your spin pick.
It's Be a Man. It's the first song. Are you kidding me? He starts a musical album with Hulk Hogan. It's what do you mean? What do you mean? It doesn't get any better than that. This is basically the entire concept album. The concept of the album was him. I know a lot of the background information on this, obviously, was he wanted to diss Hulk Hogan. WCW had died at this point. Hulk Hogan had kind of gone back to WWE and was in talks of bringing back the NWO. Randy Savage had very much kind of been left on the wayside of this entire thing, and he was very jaded at this point in his career. So jaded, he made an album about it. And this is the full force of that coming out in a song. There's so many sound bites to this entire man's career and his entire life. I think you could get an entire lifetime's worth of sound bites out of just this song.
Are you saying Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks have nothing on Randy Savage?
I'm saying it's close. I'm saying Kendrick Lamar called out some people that did some worse things than Hulk Hogan has done, but this one's just much funnier.
He's Taylor Swifting all over this.
I will defend this till my dying day, I promise.
So interestingly, I went into this disc obviously from a musician standpoint because that's what I do, because I'm a musician. I'm not a rapper, but I'm a musician. So it wasn't necessarily Randy Savage's rap that was kind of pulling me into songs, because there is some decent production work on this disc.
There's some beats.
Yeah.
There are some beats, yes.
And Are You Ready is definitely one of those. It's a decent chunky riff, and it leans into the gang vocals, which is, does a lot of heavy lifting. Let's be very, very honest here. Randy Savage is not a great rapper at all.
No,
at all.
He gets by on the voice alone.
Right.
And you do got to give the man some credit. He was putting on a voice the entire time he was doing this and putting a lot of energy into it. Anybody that does an impression of the Macho Man knows that voice is not easy to do.
Yeah, no, like I'm surprised Brian Johnson gets through an AC/DC concert some days because his voice is that you can almost hear his vocal cords crying for help through
not only
every
that,
song.
but he's done it consistently and still sounds good. Unlike the Axl Roses of the world, unlike the Motley Crues of the world, he's maintained it somehow, which is a medical mystery.
Yeah, but I mean, the interesting thing is that you mentioned Axl Rose, right? A lot of those early songs were written when his voice was not as damaged as it was, in later years, but obviously when he's younger and he can hit those different octaves and those different ranges. Give credit where credit is due. Randy Savage knows where his range is. It's like one range, but he's there.
Right. That's the same level all the time.
Exactly. It goes from like C to D, and that's about it. Maybe hit the C sharp accurately.
Yes, but the graveliness of it makes it worth it. It does.
Oh,
it's got power.
But that's the thing. This song leans into the riff, into the production and the gang vocals, and that's why this is actually a surprisingly good banger track off this disc.
There's a couple surprisingly good banger tracks. Obviously, it's objectively hilarious, but like you said, there's beats in here. There is some production where there was money behind this. He had WCW guaranteed contract money.
Yeah.
And he put a lot of it into this. He really took a shot all the way down to the album cover, which is him and his full Bonesaw McGraw from Spider-Man Glory holding a chain. It's great. It's fantastic.
Bonesaw is ready.
3 minutes of playtime.
For my shuffle pick, I'm going with another one where the production work is really good and was giving me some straight up Exhibit vibes on it. I'm going to go with Gonna Be Trouble.
Really? Gonna Be Trouble.
I have to say, I think it's probably the best pure rap track on here, but it's got a decent bop. But I think the interesting thing is that obviously Randy Savage is leaning into the Macho Man character. It's not the best song by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're going into a disc and you are literally looking for the most Macho Man track on here, this might be it.
Yeah, I think that's a really spot on thing. That probably is the most in character he is, and the most like that could be a Macho Man Randy Savage promo pretty well.
It would be like, imagine picking up a Slipknot album, but it's all ballads except for one song. And I'm not talking like, something like Snuff, and like that's a slower song, but it's still very much Slipknot song. I'm talking like if Slipknot did power ballads, you'd be like, what the hell is this? You go into an album expecting something. It would be like if AC/DC wrote in a minor key and had a fifth chord.
Or more than more than 4 chords in one song. Yeah, that'd be baffling.
I know.
Blow my mind. It would blow my mind. I love AC/DC, by the way. Simplicity does not mean bad.
No, absolutely. It's an AC/DC song, and you pick up an AC/DC album and you hear AC/DC
and
songs.
You know what you're getting yourself into 100%. And I think this is most definitely one of those albums. If you didn't know anything about this, and when it came out, you saw this on a record stand, you'd be like, oh, okay, I know exactly what's on this disc. Like,
yeah. And Gonna Be Trouble, despite it not being the best song on the disc, it's definitely not the worst song on the disc, but it's very much the most Macho Man on the disc.
100%. And I see that as a positive. So,
all right, over to you for your shuffle pick.
My shuffle is one that kind of evokes a different rapper. I picked Let's Get It On because it kind of had the bounce and a little bit of the chorus style that a DMX song had.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it brought on to me. Obviously, the same thing. It's very shticky. It's Macho Man doing DMX, but I liked it because it reminded me of kind of like, all gonna make me lose my mind. That's the kind of vibe it brought to the party, which I really enjoyed.
Macho gonna give it to you. What? Gonna give it to you.
Well, I would listen to him cover any rap song. I really would. Just for the novelty.
See, a Macho Man rap covers album would be hilarious. Obviously, we're never going to get that now, but
Without Me by Eminem, sung by the Macho Man. It's right on top of me. Yeah, I'm in.
There needs to be some cover band out there that just does hip hop covers in the style of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, and I don't want to see no AI either. I don't want to see them go on and do it with one of those. No. Somebody do that in reality, real life. Stand on a stage and do it. I will pay the money. I will come see it. You have one fan already.
I was about to say, we'd be the only two there at the crowd.
I don't care. Just the fact that we're covering this is so funny to me.
All right. So now we get to our skip pick. So what are you going with?
So for the skip pick, I went with I used a loophole again. So basically, none of these songs are bad. I love this entire thing. The fact that it exists makes my heart very happy. So I had to go with a song that kind of has a sad undertone to it. So I actually picked My Perfect Friend as a skip because this album came out right after Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the saddest what ifs in wrestling probably is what if he had done a little bit better than he did? What if he didn't get hurt? He really messed up his back in WCW. He is one of my favorite wrestlers because he has some of his best matches are with some of my other favorite wrestlers, the Bret Harts, the Randy Savages of the world. So My Perfect Friend, when I was like, oh, this is kind of a down tone because everything else is just screw you, Hulk Hogan and party rap. And this is about like a very nice person by all intents and purposes that unfortunately was gone too soon.
Yeah, no, Kurt Hennig was absolutely one of those rare wrestlers where it wasn't about the massive physique and it wasn't necessarily about a complete overabundance of glitz and glamour.
Him and Bret Hart were so ahead of their time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were a little bit smaller, but they could move like a fluid matter. Like, that's the thing. He could make anybody look good. He could, there's the saying in wrestling, he could wrestle a broomstick because you could have somebody standing there and be very incapable, as a lot of people from Macho Man and Hulk Hogan's time were not that great of wrestlers. They were just really good at doing this that we're looking at right now. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect was a good mix of both. Much like the Macho Man, great promos, making, full court shots in one swing, catching the towel behind his back whenever he did his entrance. Just a really great performer. So this is my skip, not because it's a bad song, because there is none on this album. It's a skip just because it invokes an unfortunately sad state of affairs.
Is there not a bad song on this album?
Not a one. Not a single one.
We sure about that?
Every one of them is great because they're so bad they're good.
That might actually be the best description, because I'm going to ask you, if I were to say a song felt like a weird confessional therapy session set to music, would that be the best description of what's that all about?
Kind of, I guess, yeah. Let me defend this. I think that is him trying to put some artistry into it. Because like I said, he's trying here. It's not going well, but you can tell he actually thinks he's on to something.
Macho Man sounding tender is like Tommy Wiseau when the R&B hits in the room. Just look away. Just look away. Like, the song is called What's That All About? I'm trying to figure out what the song's all about. The lyrics feel very red flaggy to me.
All of the lyrics are red flaggy. You're talking about a guy who the promos were just pure cocaine-filled tangents, the same as Ultimate Warrior. It doesn't have to make sense, Jason. It just has to be good.
Okay, but Macho Man and Subdued are not two things that should be in the same sentence.
The same sentence. I'm waiting for the Acoustics cover album. I don't know what you're talking about.
Macho Man.
I want to hear Wonderwall.
After all, brother, you're my Wonderwall.
Wonderwall, man. Yeah.
Oh dear God, I am so sorry, dear listeners. We have listened to things for your listening pleasure, and I'm sorry.
No, this is my listening pleasure. There's gonna be at least one person who it's on Spotify, people. It is readily available. Do yourself a favor, especially if you like wrestling and this is the first time you've heard of this.
Yeah, I think the Tommy Wiseau of albums is probably the best way of putting it. All right, before we go, Lyle, your spin, shuffle, and skip picks from Randy Savage's Be a Man.
So my spin, shuffle, skip for Be a Man. My spin is Be a Man. My shuffle is Let's Get It On. And my skip, unfortunately, simply because of, like I said, the tragedy of Kurt Hennig going way too soon, is My Perfect Friend.
And for me, my spin is Are You Ready? My shuffle is Gonna Be Trouble. And my skip is What's That All About? Because Macho Man and Subdued, no. Just no. Lyle, thank you so much for this. Now, please remind our listeners what you're up to these days.
Well, as you can tell, I'm obsessed with wrestling and anything combat sports. So I work for Anthem Sports Entertainment. So watch your TNA Wrestling every Thursday night for TNA Impact. And if you like MMA, we also got all kinds of stuff for you on the network as well.
All right, dear listeners, until next time, you guys know the drill. If there is an album that you want us to cover on Spin, Shuffle, Skip, or an artist that you want us to cover on There Can Only Be One, hit us up on social media at OnlyOneCast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the website so you get notified every time we put a new post up. Until next time, he's Lyle, I'm Jay, you guys are awesome. This is Spin, Shuffle, Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.